About the church's role in helping families who have adopted or who are adopting. And we've been members of our church for 8 years prior to adopting Helen. When Helen was about 2 years old, God sent a new pastor to our church, and there were 11 people perhaps coming to this church on Sunday. And I remember the first time that the pastor saw us, because God sent us a pastor who had a heart for adoption ministry. And there I was with 2-year-old Helen from China. And I remember seeing the pastor's eyes light up, because this was his passion and his ministry. And the whole thing proved to be such a blessing for us. Adoption's a very emotional thing to talk about, but it's been a real blessing. And I think one of the concerns that we had before we adopted Helen was whether she would feel uncomfortable that, she's Chinese and we're not, that we're of different race. And in church, we started talking a lot about adoption, and then other people who came to church, the congregation began to talk about adoption. People got educated about adoption, and it became a real focus of ministry in our church. And, our daughter came to see it as being something very special, and to see all of us as having been chosen. That not just that she was chosen or we were chosen, just God had chosen us to be together. And for her, it's just been a very special thing. She feels very important. She doesn't feel self-conscious. It's something I'm very grateful for, because it was just, the whole thing was such a God moment. Because I do remember the first time we met, and I was sitting there with Helen, and the pastor's eyes lit up, and he said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Massachusetts." But I could see the excitement going through. And, for God to do that for us, it continues to be very huge. And now, 5 years later, it's just been such a gift for all of us to, to grow up with that kind of support as a family, and for Helen to experience that from our congregation.